I went to Mozambique to seek spiritual help, and I saw things no man should see. A horror spiritual journey from Harare to Gorongosa. Harare, where hope died. My name is Tawanda. Once, I was a proud father and husband with a diploma in mechanical engineering. But in 2022, life had crushed me beyond recognition. My wife Rudo had stopped looking me in the eye. My two children wore the same torn school uniforms every week. We often went to bed hungry, and I spent days walking the streets of Harare looking for jobs that didn't exist. Then the dreams began. I dreamt of giant snakes with golden scales chasing me into darkness. I saw headless creatures whispering my name in my sleep. I would wake up sweating and shaking, hearing my dead sister calling out, "Tawanda, they are coming for you." The decision to leave. One day, I sat outside our house in Mufakozi after failing to buy cooking oil. A neighborhood girl walked past me and said, "You know people go to Mozambique to be cleaned spiritually. Maybe your life has been cursed." At first, I laughed. But that night, I had a dream. My late mother appeared. She said, "Go to Gorongosa in Mozambique. That's where you will find the truth." The next morning, I told my wife I had to leave. She looked at me and said, "If you're going, just come back alive." The journey begins. Pain, sweat, and darkness. I left Harare with only a small bag and a few dollars. I caught an old Zupco bus to Mutare. It broke down twice. At the rank, I slept under a bench. My shoes were already tearing apart. From Mutare, I took a crowded minibus to the border at Machipanda. I crossed into Mozambique by foot with people smuggling tomatoes, soap, and cooking oil. I had no passport, just pain and desperation. At Chimoio, I found a freight train heading toward Beira. I bribed my way on board and hid inside a shipping container. The container was cold and smelled like blood. Inside, a woman whispered, "You are not going to be the same after this." I never saw her face. Walking to Gorongosa, a path of shadows. From Beira, I walked. 47 kilometers, bleeding feet, torn soles, rain falling like knives. I ate wild oranges. I drank from muddy streams. I slept beneath broken huts, sometimes surrounded by growling sounds. At night, I heard voices chanting in a language I didn't understand. I woke up to find animal footprints shaped like human hands near my blanket. Arrival at the spirit house? I finally reached Gorongosa, a place that didn't appear on maps. An old man named Sakuru Chigure met me by the foot of a hill. He said nothing at first, just stared. Then he said, "Your people sold your spirit long ago. You are a carrier of pain, not your own." We climbed the hill in silence until we reached a hut made of bones, feathers, and animal skins. It smelled of burnt herbs and something rotten. Inside sat a woman in black robes with no eyes, just hollow sockets filled with smoke. She spoke in a tongue I didn't understand. Sekuru translated, "You were cursed before birth. Your bloodline is infected. You must be cleansed by earth, water, and fear." The spiritual cleansing begins. They stripped me of all my clothes except a cloth made from goat skin. I was led into a forest where nothing grew and even the birds refused to sing. They buried me waist deep in black mud. Around me, they lit candles made of animal fat. I began to hallucinate. I saw my father crying blood. I saw my own grave with my name carved into it. And then, from the trees, slithered a massive two-headed snake, one head weeping, the other biting the air. It stopped on my chest and whispered, "You were supposed to die a long time ago." Night trials in the forest. That night, I was taken into a clearing surrounded by twisted trees. The spirits gathered. I couldn't see them, but I felt them breathe. A child's voice called from the darkness, "Tawanda, you are not your own anymore." I ran, but the forest moved. The trees bent to block me. I saw a shadow with the head of a goat and the hands of a man. It told me, "You wanted power, now you must pay." They tied me to a pole and poured animal blood over my head. I screamed not from pain, but from the fear of losing myself. And I did. Rebirth and the warning. After days of torment, the spirit woman told me I had been reborn. "You will return home," she said, "but you must never speak of what you've seen. You are cleansed, but not free." She gave me a charm wrapped in bone, hair, and black thread. "Wear this always. If it breaks, run." I left Gorongosa a different man. The journey back. I took a donkey cart to the next village. From there, I walked again. I slept in abandoned schools, drank from cow troughs. At Chimoyo, I found an old truck driver who let me ride in the back. We got stuck in a flooded road for 2 nights. Back at the border, I walked across. No guards, no people, just the wind. In Mutare, I sold my jacket for bus fare. I returned to Harare as the sun was rising. My wife opened the door, looked at me, and gasped, "You look different." I just nodded. I was no longer the same. Back home, a silent change. I started a small business washing cars at Glenview. People came, then more people. Within months, I bought my own van. We moved to a better home. But some nights, I wake up in sweat. I hear that two-headed snake hissing under my bed. And once the charm broke, I taped it back together. I know one day I might be called back. Because when you go deep into the darkness remembers you. Gaj, beware what you seek. The spirits always collect their debt. Tavanda.